Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back, folks, to the Football Galaxy Show, the show where you get to sit back, relax, and reflect on the epic, intense, and crazy action that occurred over this past week in the wonderful world of football. I am your host, Football Galaxy, and here with me, returning to the show, is, of course, my very good friend and, of course, our very good and awesome co-host, Angry World Cup. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing really well. How about you?
I'm doing good, man. Today, it's been a interesting week to put it kindly, I guess, if you will. But hey, that's just putting live stuff to the side. Football wise, of course, it's Thursday night, which means that we got a heckload of football action to talk about concerning, of course, European football, Champions League, Europa League, Conference League. Basically, ladies and gentlemen, the round of 16 has been concluded, and now the quarterfinals for all three tournaments are set. So, without further ado, let's just review really quick the game plan for tonight here, folks. For today's special edition of the Football Galaxy Show, like I mentioned, you pretty much got, you pretty much already got hinted. We're going to be sharing our reactions to what happened during the week here in the Champions League, Europa League, and Conference League. We're going to be doing a quick recap. And I also wanted to touch on the Concacaf Champions Cup, and not only because I'm a Galaxy fan, but I mean, of course, we are living here in North America, and I figured we should also talk about it because there have been some pretty good and interesting matchups and upsets that occurred in the round of 16 of the Concacaf Champions Cup. And yeah, other than that, that's basically going to be it for tonight's show. That is the game plan. And of course, as per usual, we will finalize tonight's show with a gaming session. That is now something I'm doing from here on out. So usually in the final 10 or 20 minutes of the show, our final segment will be a little gaming activity for our co-host. So in the last two episodes, we did it with Gabriel Games. For tonight's episode, we're going to be doing it with Angry World Cup. So Angry World Cup, you, my friend, will debut in our little Football Galaxy Show gaming leaderboard, if you will, I guess. But we'll get into more details into that once we get there. For now, we might as well kick it off. So,
Can't believe I got replaced like that.
Dude, come on, man. No, don't take it like that, bro. Don't take it like that. Anywho, I think we should start off by mentioning the elephant in the room. Anyway, Cub, I don't know if you heard or saw, but the fact is that yesterday, and oh my gosh, brilliant. I just have to applaud to that. That was great, dude.
It's funny, no, because I have this for a project, and you said elephant, and I'm like, okay. Anyways,
there you go. The perfect cameo, bro. That's quite literally the perfect cameo. But yeah, I don't know if you saw or heard, but yesterday evening, afternoon actually, Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid, second leg of the Madrid derby for the quarterfinal spot. Who will face Arsenal? Well, it all ended in a penalty shootout, and at the end, it was Real Madrid who came forward and won. However, there was a very major controversial call from the referee when Julian Alvarez kicked his penalty, and it did not count based on VAR because apparently Alvarez doubled touch, or he basically touched the ball with both of his feet, which is apparently a big no-no. So there was double touch or something like that, double contact on the ball. That was the call. And due to that, the referee took a few minutes after the penalty kick and disallowed the goal. So Atletico Madrid missed that penalty. And at the end, Real Madrid won. I believe it was like 4-2, I think. But yeah, and, it basically started off a whole bunch of conversation, which of course you could probably assume. And yeah, that's why this has basically been one of the most controversial penalty calls that I've ever seen in World Cup. But I just want to hear your reactions to that. I mean, do you think that was absolutely bullcrap what happened in that penalty shootout?
Oh yeah, hell yeah. Anything with Madrid happening, you already know, bro. I don't care, bro. Anything with Madrid that happens, yes, it was total BS. So,
dude, the moment I saw the referee like talking to his ear, what would you call it, to his comms, basically to the VAR. The moment I saw the referee doing that, and for some reason he was talking, I think, to the next player who was gonna. Let me just bring up that game really quick because I want to see that penalty shootout order. I think he was talking to. Hold up. He was talking to Valverde. I think he was talking to I don't know if he was talking to Valverde, but all I know is that he was standing right beside the guy, and as soon as that was happening, after Alvarez took his kick, and then in the screen it showed the VAR penalty check. I'm like, oh no, the whole chant about they pay the refs is going to be so loud if Real Madrid ends up winning. And well, lo and behold, that is exactly what happened. And yes, they did win 4-2 in a penalty shootout. I am not confirming that. And yeah, that was just crazy, dude. I'm like, that is just so out of the blue. And yeah, just so unreal. Everyone was mind blown. Of course, if you're a Real Madrid fan, then you're happy as all heck. But nah, dude, I'm sorry. Like, look, when it comes to the rivalry between Real Madrid and Barcelona, I was never leaning towards the other team at all. Like, I was really just a neutral guy. I liked Real Madrid. I liked Barcelona. I probably like Real Madrid a little bit more, actually. But no, you know what, in World Cup, after all these years, it was yesterday where I honestly kind of lost respect for Real Madrid because that was just so bull crap, dude. I was personally rooting for Atletico Madrid as an look. I want to hear your thoughts on this. As an Arsenal fan, I think it would probably suit us better if we did face Real Madrid because honestly, our attack will probably show no impact against Atletico's defense. Atletico's defense is a true monster of a fortress. But even then, I was still honestly rooting for Atletico Madrid to win, and yet it was the villains who quite literally got away with it. But in World Cup, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I agree. I think Arsenal should. It would have been a better, more. We would have had. I feel. I don't. I'm not saying Arsenal doesn't have a chance of Real Madrid. I'm just saying that I feel like we would have a better, or we have a more of a higher chance of going through with Atletico. You know. I personally would have wanted Atletico to win. I'm literally rooting against anybody who's playing Madrid, bro. Even if it's a team I despise, even if Tottenham plays them, bro, I let
Oh my
Tottenham win,
gosh.
bro. The only time I cheer for Tottenham, bro. But any team, bro, I don't care, bro. As long as they out, bro. So if Arsenal does the unforgivable, hear me out. What if my boy Odegaard over here? He's gonna score two hat tricks on both games, bro. And he's gonna to celebrate against. It's not happening, but he's gonna celebrate against them. But hey, I'm just saying, Arsenal. Hey, I can't underestimate Arsenal because I feel like they still got a strong squad. If let's say they make it to the semifinals, that proves Arteta is doing something. I mean, hey, um, I know this. Let's be honest. I don't think they're gonna win the title at this point. Liverpool's been too competitive this season. Okay, so I wouldn't blame that on Arteta. I would. Liverpool is just too OP. Okay, so I just say that hey,
Yeah.
as long as we get Madrid out of here, bro, we good, bro. We good.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I mean, I was telling my dad, I believe that if we eliminate Real Madrid, then this is probably our tournament to lose because I mean, after Real Madrid, really I mean, we would most likely face Bayern to be fair in the semifinals, so that would probably be where we get eliminated. But if we beat Real Madrid, I think we have a fair chance of beating also Bayern Munich. No, sorry, we would face PSG in the semifinals if PSG beats Aston Villa.
And
So,
that's
if
another
in
thing. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, in theory, if it's Arsenal versus PSG, I do believe we could beat PSG, and we could. Hey, you know what? We could potentially even reach the final. Um, I don't know who would face in the final, to be fair, but no, if we beat Real Madrid, then I do believe we have a good chance of actually reaching the final. But you think we're gonna face Barca in the final? Okay. I mean, hey, I do honestly. I think the semifinal will be Barca versus Bayern, or maybe even Inter. I don't know.
Bro, I'm telling you right now, if it's Barca versus Arsenal, bro, I'm sorry, but I have to root for, oh, bro, it would be a hard choice to root for, but you already know I gotta have to root for Barca probably. I don't care, bro. I'd be happy either ways, bro. You already know me.
No, bro, no, no. You're not supposed to do that, bro. Come on.
I literally will buy an Arsenal and Barca shirt and I'll cut it in half and then glue it together. We'll stitch it together, bro.
Oh Lord, don't do that. Oh heck no. What was I gonna say about Arsenal? I agree with you that I think we're not gonna win the league title. I think it's over. However, if Arsenal by some miracle manages to win the Champions League, though, I think it's going to be funny because basically Arteta's an instant hero because he's right now in the hot chair, in the hot seat, as they say, with the fans. So not only will he become an instant hero, but basically all is forgiven, you know?
Yeah, but like I said, I wouldn't. Like I said, I still think you know he's proven himself. I wouldn't sack him. Because if you sack him, then we get somebody even worse than Arteta. You never know. And I feel like ever since, because I feel like, let's be honest, ever since pandemic Arsenal, that was like the worst time to be an Arsenal fan.
True.
You know, the
Yeah.
David Luiz days, the damn William days, bro.
Socrates. Oh
Oh
gosh.
my God,
Yeah.
Socrates days, bro. Those were the worst times to be an Arsenal fan. And I think, like, don't get me wrong. I feel like if Emery stayed, we still could have probably done better. But at the same time, he wasn't doing well. So I understand why they sacked him. Look at Unai Emery now. He's at Aston Villa managing. He was doing good
Yeah.
at Villarreal too. So I think it was a win-win. But like the same time, I didn't think Arteta would prove himself. So I wouldn't say, hey, let's sack him. I say just keep him. But that's what the fans want. They're not gonna get it.
Well, my argument on that, I mentioned this to Cairo Games in the last episode. I understand that Arsenal has basically risen from the ashes, basically thanks to Arteta. The club has been finally playing to this level, right? Oh my gosh! Of course, yeah. Of course, we're not even talking about Man United for crying out loud, even let alone Real Betis. But anyway, the club is finally playing up to this level for the first time, like almost like pretty much like in a decade. Literally thanks to Arteta, and I understand that. But the fact remains that this manager has basically proven season after season that he just has no experience at all in winning trophies. And I mean, that's the thing, though. Like, I just feel like you said, we probably should have. I generally wonder how the club would have been if Unai Emery was still steering the wheel. Maybe we probably would have won the title by then, like maybe like a few years ago, maybe, I don't know. But the fact remains that Arteta is just not a manager who has experience in winning trophies, and I generally don't know if we will even win a trophy with him under the realm.
Hey, people didn't think Arsene Wenger was gonna win a trophy, and look at him. He did win like a couple. He had the Invincibles. This man was like manager for like over like 20 years probably. I think I don't even know. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
You just
no.
can't give up hope. I just feel like now, like we're in 2025, people give up hope easily. So like you know,
I think to a
regardless,
to a certain part, I think the club also has a fault. Like I'm talking like the board here has a fault to
mhm.
it as well because as well we failed to sign anyone, let alone a striker. We desperately needed a striker. The club clearly knew that. Arteta knew that, and yet nothing happened. We signed absolutely no one, and these are the consequences that the club is facing.
Bro, we got Kai Havertz. It's okay, bro.
Dude, he's injured. He is still injured.
Bro, he's injured,
Yes, for
bro. Oh,
real. Dude,
yeah,
look,
we're
let me
cooked,
show
bro.
you.
We're cooked.
Let me tell you the players. Look, we have we have six players in our attacking depth. Four of them are injured. Sterling and Trossard are our only attackers that are still healthy.
Sterling, he's so butt.
Dude, dude, I don't know if you remember, right? But I was the one that said that Sterling was going to be a flop. I never liked that signing at all. Everyone was buzzing about it, like, oh, you know what? Now
Bro,
Sterling, he still has to prove himself. He's going to redeem himself. I'm like, nope, I'm telling you.
bro,
And look,
Sterling, bro, Sterling just traveling all over London, England at this point, bro. He went from
uh,
Liverpool to City to Chelsea to Arsenal. What's next, bro? He's about to go play for United next, bro. That's the move.
honestly, I wouldn't mind him seeing an MLS. Not for the Galaxy, though. I don't want him for the other Galaxy. No, thank you.
Damn.
Imagine if he goes to DC United. Would you take him?
Yeah. Because we don't. There's no star player there, bro.
What, bro? What about Benteke, bro? Benteke's been killing it lately.
He's okay.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Benteke. It's Benteke. Benteke.
Oh, it's Benteke. That's right. I
Benteke.
forgot. The English guys, the commentators keep calling him Benteke.
It's Benteke. It's Benteke, but I say Benteke.
Oh, okay. Well, don't confuse me, bro. Come on.
But Benteke.
Benteke, there you go. All right. Well, you know what? We talked about the quarterfinalists. We mentioned Barca, Bayern, PSG, etc. Let's get into some, as well just throw out some predictions, shall we? So first up, of course, we got Arsenal versus Real Madrid. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest with you in World Cup. I don't expect us beating Real Madrid. It's just, yeah, I just don't see it happening.
Nah, I got my Gunners, bro. I believe.
All right. PSG versus Aston Villa. You mentioned Unai Emery. The question is, can Unai Emery take Aston Villa to the
That
semifinals?
that's an actual tough one. PSG Aston Villa. I haven't seen Aston Villa play. I'm surprised PSG beat Liverpool. PSG have really been butt recently, bro. They've really been butt. So like, I don't know. It's just that's a tough one, and I'm gonna give it to PSG personally.
All right. Yeah, you know what? I think I'm also going to give it to PSG, like for two reasons. One, I mean, PSG has been killing it, dude. In fact, I want to tell you this. An observation that I picked up this season, the Champions League, is that PSG is actually gaining respect because throughout the years, right, previously in the Champions League, everyone hated PSG. Plastic club, oil club, whatever. No, everyone wanted to see PSG eliminated. But now, out of nowhere, people are actually rooting for PSG, and I find it kind of a
I
funny phenomenon going on right now.
I think I would root for them too. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like they don't. They've made okay. I feel like they kind of made players in a way. This well, no, Barcola is not PSG grown. Never mind. Never mind. Because Barcola,
Well, I
he's
mean,
the GOAT.
yeah. Well, I never had any like grudge or negative emotions towards PSG
I
to
mean,
begin with, so
me neither. I mean, 'cause let's be honest. If you don't, if someone be like, hey, what would if you were able to support a club in France, name a club, you would be like, PSG, because literally, like, let's be honest.
yeah,
I
yeah.
and like for real, like since look, Lyon is going bankrupt, like they're going relegated next season, so it's like that's one big French club leaving, you know, already. So, and if I'm not mistaken, I believe if I'm not mistaken, Thiago Almada, he plays there now. Yes, I think so.
Yeah, yeah, he's on loan.
No, no, no. He's there. He's not on loan. He's there. Oh no, he is
Oh,
on
really?
loan. Never mind. Never mind.
Ah, come
No,
on,
because
dude. I got it right the first time.
he's probably hey, it's his chance. He'll go to he'll go to PSG. I feel like he's the type of guy to actually go to PSG. Thiago Almada, I see it happening.
I don't know. We'll see. Well, that was the first reason that I mentioned because I mean PSG have just been gaining, or should I say, regaining respect. The second reason,
Mhm.
I feel like it's gonna be. I mean, yes, I get it. We're facing Real Madrid. By no means they're an easy opponent, but on paper, Unai Emery reaching further in the Champions League than Arteta is just not gonna look good,
Yeah,
in my opinion, anyway.
yeah, but I still don't think Aston Villa's going to win. Aston Villa is a strong squad, but compare them to PSG, no.
Yeah, I agree. All right. Well, I shouldn't even ask you this one because I know the answer. Barca versus Dortmund. You know, obviously you're gonna root for Barca on that one. Honestly, yeah, I think Barca. They're just a team that's been more superior than Dortmund, especially this season. So
Um,
I'm gonna be
Dortmund,
truly shocked if Dortmund actually eliminates Barcelona. That's gonna be a true
Dortmund
shocker.
Dortmund are not even in top. They're not even in Champions League contending this season. They're in 10th right now in the
Yeah, I know.
Bundesliga.
They've been playing
That's what
so poor this season.
they already sacked their manager. So like, and they play Leipzig next, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Like if you told like I like Dortmund from the best. Not I'm not saying the best club. It's the club I would support if like from a Bundesliga side. I guess it's the club I would support. Um, I mean, I like a lot of those clubs, but it's just like it's crazy to think. I don't think Barca. I mean, not Barca. I don't think Dortmund's beating Barca. Like, no, no, no. I see my boy Hansi Flick making them score like a 9-0 game like Arsenal did.
Oh
It's
gosh.
PSV.
Yeah, I mean, I also don't honestly expect Dortmund putting up a good fight versus Barca. Barca, they've been a more superior team, and for crying out loud, they still have held first place in the Liga despite being currently tied with Real Madrid. So yeah, this is for me. This is Barca's game to lose, honestly.
Barca's game to lose or Dortmund's game to lose.
Well, Barca, because I mean the odds are really on their favor.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. My bad. I got
Yeah,
confused.
and of course, lastly, uh, Bayern Munich versus Inter Milan. Not gonna lie, in the World Cup, I genuinely am not sure who to pick between that one. I mean,
I
Inter,
think
their defense has also been probably the second best behind Atletico Madrid's.
I personally, from how this season is going, I'm gonna go with like from how I see things. Okay, how I see things, it's gonna be Bayern. I think it's Bayern because Bayern have been doing better this season in what's the league called? Why did I forget the league?
Bundesliga.
Bundesliga, yes. Don't get me wrong, Inter been doing good, but like comparing Inter squad to Bayern, Bayern's winning that. That is my go-to right there. Bayern is winning that game.
All right. I mean, for me, I think it's just either or. Both teams are honestly too leveled for one, and yeah, I feel it's gonna be a really tough one for both sides, really, especially playing in both of their stadiums. It's
Mhm.
gonna be a good one. You know what? I wouldn't be a bit surprised if at the end in the second leg this ends up in a penalty shootout, which I think
Mhm.
is could be very likely. But you know what? Like if I had to choose at the end of the day, I think I would genuinely go with Inter. I think Inter could give us a good surprise.
I don't think so. I don't think that's happening.
All right, fair enough. Well, if we put our predictions in theory, we would get Real Madrid versus PSG and Barca versus Bayern or
Mhm.
Inter. Starting off with Real Madrid versus PSG, who you got reaching the final?
Arsenal. What the heck? I did not
Oh,
say
that's
Real Madrid was
right. That's
winning.
right. That's
Arsenal.
right. Sorry. Arsenal versus PSG. Arsenal. Okay.
Arsenal.
What was the scores the last time they faced? No, wait, no, they did face each other
Who?
in the
Arsenal
league
and
phase, right?
Madrid or who? Arsenal and who?
Arsenal PSG.
Arsenal beat them, I believe. PSG did not win against Arsenal. Let me see. Honestly, PSG have
Oh,
been
you're right.
lucky. PSG
You're
have been
right.
lucky so far because they've been doing bad in the Champions League. No, bro. Yeah, I can't even talk. Sorry. Arsenal's not winning the league. Sorry, I just looked at that. 70-55. Yeah, they're not winning the league. Okay. Um, unless Liverpool starts losing like 10 games in a row, then we're good, bro. But that's not happening.
That's not
Um,
happening, bro.
it's not happening. Yeah, they won 2-0.
Oh, okay. Yeah, at the Emirates, I remember. Well, I mean, I don't know how they do at what the crap is their stadium called again? I keep forgetting.
Sacre
Parc de
Bleu. I don't know. Parc de Paris?
Parc de Paris or
Something like that, yeah.
Something like that. Yeah. I don't know how they do there, but I think Arsenal could definitely beat them at the Emirates.
I
Because
think
if I'm not
I
mistaken, I think the second leg would be at the Emirates. I think.
yes, I think PSG will do better at home, but Arsenal will do more better at home. I don't know. I feel like it'll be a tough game at home at PSG. It's just I feel like PSG. Look, personally, I don't think PSG is going to make it far. This next game, who are they playing next? They're playing who are they
Villa,
playing? Yeah, yeah, they're
Aston Villa.
beating Villa. I said they're beating Villa, but I wouldn't be surprised if they lose to Villa. That's the thing. They have not been
Really,
strong this season. Yeah, but I'm not saying they're not gonna lose. They're not gonna. I'm not saying Villa's gonna win, but I'm saying I wouldn't be surprised. You know.
yeah, yeah, I
Uh,
hear you.
I don't think PSG is making it far, but if they make it far, hey, they don't need Mbappe, bro. They don't need Mbappe. They don't need that damn
For
fraud.
real, dude.
I hope.
For
I
real,
hope. You know what? Matter of fact, if it's PSG versus Madrid, I hope PSG scores 10 on them, bro. I don't care, bro. We hate Madrid.
dude. That's gonna be hilarious if PSG ends up eliminating Real Madrid because all the fans would just be, basically pointing the fingers at Mbappe. That would be freaking funny.
Mbappe, Mbappe, Mbappe. Exactly.
Well, okay, so you got Arsenal beating PSG. My pick with Real Madrid versus PSG. I'm also going to choose Real Madrid. So you got Arsenal reaching the final. I got Real Madrid reaching the final. Now let's go over to the other side. Barca versus Bayern or Inter. You chose Bayern. So just being unbiased, like truly unbiased, who do you think would reach the final between Barca and Bayern?
Barca.
Really? Like, given like, despite the fact that Bayern is a pretty strong team.
Did you not see the last time Barca played Bayern?
I mean, yeah, true. You're not wrong, but you
Mm-hmm.
never know. You know.
My point has been made. I
All
don't
right.
think I think Barca's making the okay. Look, I'm being honest with you. I think Barca's making the final this season. I don't know if they'll win it. I can't tell you, but I think they're making the final.
What I mean, yeah, it's honestly not a far fetched claim there. I think it is very likely that we could see Barca reach the final. If it's Barca versus Inter, I would probably also go with Barca as well. I mean, Inter, as good as they are, this Barca team is just so solid, though. Like
It's
it's gonna
it's
be
they have chemistry now. Okay, that's what I think. They have. Oh shoot, not my thing. They have chemistry now. That's what I like about this Barca team. Chemistry. Um,
yeah,
I don't think comparing the other teams I've seen out there, Barca definitely has chemistry. Like they started to grow chemistry, I think, and they started to rely more on Rafinha. Look at this man. This man. Hey, hear me out. I think this is like I'm not even trying to be biased. Maybe I am, but look, look, listen. I think he should definitely win the Ballon d'Or next season. Rafinha.
well, no doubt he'll definitely be in the conversation, and I think at this point he
I
really should,
He
yeah,
should because, bro, if I'm not mistaken, I think I saw a post from Barca. He has 45 goals this season already, if I'm not mistaken.
that's crazy.
That's what I'm saying, bro. If you don't think he's winning the Ballon d'Or off 45 goals over that fraud Vinny, then I don't know what's going on with y'all.
Totally unbiased.
But look, I'm telling you, hey, I would put him in the conversation and definitely like he's proven himself this season. If you pull up the stats right now, if you don't mind. Go ahead.
All
Pull up the
right, let
stats.
me see. Let me search him up really quick.
Oh,
Hold on.
hopefully it's 45 goals. I don't know. I saw he tied something with Ronaldinho. Unless it's like all time Barca games, then that's probably it. But I don't know.
Let me see here.
Look, my elephant got pink ears now. Look at that.
Hold on. I'm just looking at the other website. I don't know about total goals, but I mean, this season he has 13 goals and 7 assists. But I'm trying to see if I can find the total goal so far.
Let me see if I can find it too. I don't think it's 45 goals actually, but I might be lying. 27. 27. My bad. 27.
27. Oh, okay.
27 goals this season. Uh 35, 37, 47. Yeah, okay. I think it's all time because he has 47. I think Ronaldinho had. Let me see Ronaldinho. Give me a second. Maybe that's what the case is. But he has 27 goals. Let's be honest. That's you would be talking about him in
Still
the Ballon
impressive.
d'Or
It's
already.
still impressive.
It's
Well,
still impressive.
speaking of La Liga rivals, we got Gabriel Games joining us here in the live chat. You know what's funny is that I was gonna speak facts, but you invited a hater instead. Oh my gosh, the inevitable has occurred, ladies and gentlemen. A little rivalry is still upon us, isn't it?
He's talking to a brick
Anywho.
wall. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't entertain that. I'm not in the mood today.
All right, no worries. Let's see here. We're talking about Rafinha, Barca. I mean, yeah, if it's Barca versus Inter, I kind of feel like Barca would probably have more odds in favor of them. If it's Barca versus Bayern, in my opinion, then I feel like it's either or. Because
Right.
Bayern, man, Bayern is just too much of a giant.
Right.
Well, so putting into theory, I think we can both reach into senses that Barca will reach the final, nonetheless.
Yes,
So
sir.
you got Arsenal versus Barcelona, dude. Imagine if it's Arsenal versus Barcelona. The last time that Arsenal reached the final, they're facing them again. Oh my freaking gosh. I would be scared, dude. I probably wouldn't even watch that final, to be honest. But of course, I'll ask the question is who will win? I think it'll be Barca, dude. It'll be
Yeah, it'd be
Barca.
Barca. Let's be honest. From what you're saying though, you said you would have Madrid in the final and
Yeah,
Barca. That see
yeah.
that
It'll be in
right
the
there.
Clasico.
That's the thing because I feel like Real Madrid like to tee up in the final. That's why. That'd be that's the case because the Champions League that's what they care about more. You know, you get what I'm saying?
That that you're true. Yeah, that's very true, and
hmm
you're right. It would still be a heck of a battle, nonetheless. But
hmm
that would be
I
a
feel
very
like
good question. If
I
it's
feel
Real
like
Madrid
it
versus
would.
Barca,
I feel like it wouldn't be in like. I feel like it'd be a close game, probably ending
It
to
would be a
penalties.
close game. Yeah, no, I totally agree. Yeah, I think it would end up in penalties as well. Yeah, I feel like for there it's just a coin toss basically.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that would be a
but
tough final. I would like to see that.
but not gonna lie, I think Barca would have a good chance of actually beating them. I
You
mean, they've
never know.
proven it. They've proven it several times this season already.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Arsenal winning if that happened, which it won't. Oh, okay. Arsenal winning the final, apparently. See that's a funny thing coming from a Man United fan, saying that Arsenal would win the Champions League, but you never know. Going back to a little bit of football rivalry, not gonna lie with you, World Cup, I was so happy when PSG eliminated Liverpool. That for me was just a chef's kiss
That
because
that was crazy. Look, I was driving home, bro, and like I got home and I got the notification that they just beat them and PSG just won against Liverpool. I'm like, what? What am I reading? Am I reading this right? Like, I seriously was thinking, like, wait, am I tripping or did they actually beat Liverpool? And then they beat Liverpool. I just saw Mo Salah crying or something. I'm like, hey man, elephant.
dude, I saw that what's it called? Oh my gosh, nice. What's that account called? Football Troll or something like that?
Yeah, football
Where they
troll.
post football memes. Dude, I
Yeah.
saw a post from them
Mhm.
today, and they're so right because they put a screenshot of the Champions League standings, and it said the most useless first place in the history of the tournament. I'm like, dude, that is so correct because the fact that Liverpool at the end ended up being Barca for first place just to get eliminated in the round of 16.
Bro, that's oh yeah, they
Comedy
did get
gold, bro.
first, bro. Oh
Comedy gold,
damn.
bro.
Hold up. I
Comedy
didn't even
gold.
think about hold on. I had the biggest brain fart right there. I was like, wait, you're right. Oh damn, that's crazy, bro. They're trash, bro.
Gabriel Game says, "Gotta admit, Madrid was playing like crap. That Atletico versus Madrid. Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
Madrid was
watching.
playing.
I
You
was
said
watching
Madrid.
the final.
Which Madrid though?
Um,
Both
well, obviously
Madrids.
Real, dude. Obviously Real.
Both Madrids
I
were
was
playing like
watching.
crap.
I was watching the second half of extra time and the penalty shootout, and yeah, I gotta say, I mean, I really wouldn't say that Real Madrid were playing bad. It's just that Atletico's defense was so strong, dude. Like we're talking about Wall of Jericho strong. That's probably a bad analogy because that thing fell apart. I'm talking about
Break
the
down the
the.
walls of Jericho.
I'm talking. I think take the Great Wall of China, I guess, if you will. Dude, I was so impressed. I was genuinely impressed by how much Atletico were defending against Real Madrid because Real Madrid had more possession. They kept attacking more often, and yet they just couldn't get through their defense. And it's like, bro, Atletico's defense is truly world class. Like it was just so amazing to see. But I mean, yeah, at the end, I think it was inevitable. It was inevitably going to end up in a penalty shootout.
Yeah.
I was glad too. Liverpool lost. They talked so much crap just to get humbled, for real, dude. I mean, not gonna lie. Look, as you guys who have been watching the show and any World Cup, I know you've been here when I said this. I mentioned that I wouldn't mind Liverpool winning because it just anyone but Man City. At this point, anyone but Man City. However, with that being said, I really did not want Liverpool to win the Champions League, though. I did not want that at all. So for PSG to come in clutch here and eliminating them was just football won that day. That's all I can
I
say.
just no Football Galaxy won that day. I personally would have like, if you think about it, what would you think the outcome would have been if Man City beat Real Madrid instead of Real Madrid winning? How would the outcome be? Where would it be now? Like,
Uh,
I feel like City would still get eliminated by whoever plays next.
let
Now,
me see.
City were playing like they've been playing like dog this whole season. And let's be
Well,
honest, even with that Madrid game, I think they were playing like so trash. I don't even remember.
that's right. City did lose in the playoffs, so they would have faced. Let's see. I'm trying to figure it out here. They would have faced Atletico Madrid. Man City was Atletico Madrid. Yeah, no, you know what? No, they would have been eliminated by Atletico Madrid. I'll tell you that right now. They would have not been able to beat Atletico Madrid.
Mm.
In that case, we would have seen Arsenal versus Atletico Madrid.
Yeah.
Well then, with that being said, I think we could move on to talk about some Europa League action. Gabriel Games, if you're still in the live chat, I know you probably will be thrilled because I know Man United won 4-1 today versus Real Sociedad. A heck of a game for the Red Devils. But hey, in World Cup, I forgot if you liked Roma or not, but the fact is they are eliminated of Europa League. Athletic Club have eliminated Roma in a 3-1 score. 4-3 in aggregate, and I mean other big games as well. Ajax lost to Frankfurt 4-1 in
Ajax.
a 6-2 aggregate. What
Ajax.
was that?
Ajax.
That's what I
The
said,
J
bro.
is
That's what I
silent.
said.
No, you say Ajax. The J is silent.
I said Ajax, bro. I said Ajax.
Oh, okay.
Bro, Lyon beat what FCSB, which I forgot their full name, 4-0 in a 7-1 aggregate. And I think the biggest game would probably have to be Rangers versus Fenerbahce. Ladies and gentlemen, the decorated one, the most decorated, the special one, is eliminated of Europa League once again. This time losing in penalties against Rangers in a 3-2 penalty shootout. Despite Fenerbahce tying the aggregate 2-0, at the end it was Rangers who won in penalties. And of course, Tottenham are through to the quarterfinals after eliminating AZ Alkmaar in a 3-1 score. So, yeah, in World Cup, any thoughts or observations that you like to mention on today's Europa League action?
I'm surprised Leon are still in the competition, bro. I'm not gonna lie with you. Um, I think United is gonna beat Lyon though when it comes to the next. Oh damn! Oh my god! Never mind, they might lose.
United
I'm
are
looking at
facing they are
Lyon,
facing Lyon.
but bro, I'm looking at their injury. Bro, they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They got 10 players injured right now. Lyon don't got nobody injured.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough game. We could potentially see, but no. Here's the thing about United, which drives me nuts. It doesn't matter how bad they are, and it doesn't matter how much injuries they get. They somehow manage to pull off a win, just somehow, like a 1-0 win, if you will. So, despite Lyon probably having more odds in their favor, I would genuinely not be surprised if we got to see United reach through to the semifinals.
Yeah. I think personally, like what I'm thinking is United might win against Lyon, but like, yeah, Lyon. So I think what's going to happen is going to be United versus Athletic Bilbao. I don't think Athletic Bilbao is going to be Rangers.
All right.
And then United is going to go to the final. That's what I think is going to happen. Um,
Interesting.
we're going to go to the other side. Tottenham versus Frankfurt. I think Frankfurt is going to win because I believe they've been playing really well this season. Yeah, they've been playing really well this season. I think Frankfurt's going to take that one. And then Lazio, yeah, Lazio's got that team, bro. Lazio's winning that.
All right.
And then it's going to be, I think Lazio actually, Lazio. Hold up. Lazio, comparing lots. That would be a tough one. I think Frankfurt will go to the final, Frankfurt United final, and that would probably go to United. That's what I think.
Really? Oh, dude.
Yes.
Oh, no. We can't, bro, as an Arsenal fan, we cannot see that happen. We just can't. No.
Okay,
No.
you tell me.
Hold on. The fact that a team who is currently sitting, let's see here, who are currently sitting in 14th place manages to win a European trophy before Mikel Arteta with Arsenal? Nah, bro. That cannot happen. For our sake, that cannot happen. What are you going to say?
No, I wasn't going to say nothing. Go ahead.
No, I mean, that's all I had to say about that.
No. I said you go ahead. You tell me how would you see things play out then.
Oh,
Like,
okay. All right. Well, let's start with Lyon versus Man United. Yeah, I'll just give it to United because United is just they're such a weird team, man. They're just such a weird team. So, yeah,
they're full of weirdos.
They're gonna pull it off. They're going to freaking pull it off. So yeah, I'll give it to United. Rangers versus Athletic Club. I'll also agree with you. I'm gonna go with Athletic Club. For me, Athletic Club has probably been maybe not a dark horse, but definitely a team to look out for because they've been very
They're
impressive
bro.
in
I
Europa
don't
League
know
this
why
season.
people say. I don't know why people say Athletic Club, Athletic Bilbao. What are they? Are they Bilbao? Are they club? Like, can they pick a name?
Well, yeah, I mean you're totally right. And Fuck Mob, it's only labeled here as Athletic Club, so I'll just go with that.
I go with Bilbao because I'm just used to it. But yeah, go ahead.
No worries. Merrick, how you doing, buddy? Welcome to today's show here in the live chat. It is awesome as per usual to see you here, bro. Glad to have you here. How you doing today, bro? Yeah, I'll give it to the Athletic Club. And going out to the other side, Tottenham versus Frankfurt. I also will probably agree with you. I mean, Tottenham. I honestly, I mean, look, no, that was the United game. Yeah, United played very well actually. To be fair, against Real Sociedad, the last two goals that they scored, like Real Sociedad's defense were just absolutely dismantled. So, yeah, United played a good game, but I did not see the Tottenham game. But despite the score, yeah, I feel like their luck will run out in the tournament. If not in the quarterfinals, then definitely the semifinals. But yeah, I think it will probably be safe to say Frankfurt. So I'll just give it to Frankfurt just to be safe, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And totally not because I'm an Arsenal fan. As for the other game, yeah, Lazio has it. It's honestly their round to lose, so I'm going to give it to Lazio. So Frankfurt versus Lazio. This is where I'm going to change it. I think I'm going to give it to Lazio in this one. They will reach the final. And as for Atletico versus United, I'm going to give it to Athletic Club. I think United's luck will also run out eventually in this tournament. I don't see them actually reach the final. I don't think they're gonna. They're not strong. They're not strong enough.
Bro,
Dude. They're not strong enough to reach the final.
Bro, they're a weird team, bro.
I know they are.
Come on.
And with that being said, they're just not as strong. They're not strong enough to reach the final. So,
they're not weird. But they're not weird enough to make the final. Okay.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, I think Athletic Club will probably eliminate them. So the final being Lazio versus Athletic Club. That's gonna be a tough one, but my money is gonna be on Athletic Club. I think we could potentially see Athletic Club as champions of Europa League this season.
Okay.
Let's see here. I'm doing good. Been busy. Awesome, bro. I mean, everyone's been busy, no doubt.
We gotta do Conference League, bro.
Yes, we shall do that. Man United might get lucky and win the Europa League. Oh gosh, no, don't say that, brother. Don't say that, bro. That would genuinely be my nightmare if Man U wins the Europa League. If Tottenham wins Europa League, that will also be a double nightmare because Tottenham will win a European trophy before freaking Arsenal. But anyway. Let's check out Conference League. Just for the record, for the audience, I honestly never follow action in Europa.
Nobody follows Conference League.
I never. I just don't. Okay, I just don't. Let's just
go with it. Let's just go with
it. Yeah, let's just say it. Just right off the bat. Just wanted to put out that disclaimer. So we got Betis versus Jackie. Bro,
Betis.
That name is probably Jacqueline or something.
Betis. Don't have to read it, bro. Anthony's winning, bro. Anthony's winning,
bro. You don't even have to mention the game, just the team that's gonna win.
Anthony's winning. Right. Who's the team?
I don't know. Jacqueline. Let's just call him Jacqueline. All right. So you got Betis winning that game. NK Celje versus Fiorentina.
Who do you got winning that game?
Fiorentina.
No, the other one.
Oh, the Betis one?
Yeah.
Well, of course it's going to be Betis, bro. No doubt.
I got Fiorentina. I've never heard that other team you just said in my life, bro.
All right. Let's go to the other side. Legia Warsaw versus Chelsea. I mean, is it a brainer?
Chelsea. If Chelsea lose, lastly, they're disappointments.
Dude, if Chelsea lose, the whole world of football is going to laugh at their faces so bad. It was their tournament to lose from the very beginning. And lastly, we got Djurgården versus Rapid Wien. I've never heard of these two guys.
Rapid. I heard of Rapid. They're Austria. The other team, I think they're Norway. So Rapid.
All right. I think we could honestly agree with all four. So semifinals in theory: Betis versus Fiorentina. Who you got?
Betis.
All right. And Chelsea versus Rapids.
Chelsea.
All right, so the final. Oh, dude. You know what? We could potentially see the final being Betis versus Chelsea. Who you got?
Is it a brainer?
There you go. You know what? That is
Bro,
genuinely a tough one for me.
it's gonna be the most hilarious thing. Chelsea make the final just to lose the final. I think
Just to lose.
they're not winning
Oh,
it.
dude.
It's whoever Betis or Fiorentina are winning it. It's gonna be one of those, bro. Betis is probably gonna win it. I think Betis actually have a strong. They've been really doing good this season. Like I've been watching like some of the games. They've been playing really good. Even with the goat Anthony, bro. It's over, bro. He scored. He scored a goal that he scored a goal on the game he was in, bro. That's all that matters, bro.
That's all that matters, bro.
Like, look, bro, he's been doing better than he has been in United, and you can agree with me on that.
Yeah, no, that's true, bro. Bro, Anthony's performance right now with Real Betis only proves my point, like as usual. And what is it? Say it with me, ladies and gentlemen. Man United is a
United is a
killing club.
yes. I don't know what you said, but yes.
Oh my gosh! All right. Yeah, you know what? I think I'll also call it for Real Betis as well, champions of Conference League. And I was gonna say, Chelsea reaching the final just to lose would also be a hilarious sight to see.
I will cop a Betis Anthony shirt if that happens, bro.
All right, all right.
It would happen though. Let's be honest.
I mean, hey, Betis literally won 4-0 today versus Victoria de Guimarães, and
Proves my
Anthony
point.
scored. There you go.
There you go. The goat scored, bro. He scored on
Goat
the game
scored.
that he was playing, bro.
Dude, Chelsea only won 1-0 versus Copenhagen today. Just 1-0.
That's what I'm saying. Like I don't, bro. They're playing a Polish team next. If that Polish team wins, bro, they're frauds, dude. Chelsea are frauds, bro.
For real, for real. Well, with all that being said and done, I think this will probably conclude our European tournament segment. Anything else that you'd like to mention, England Cup?
Let's get Betis for Champions League, and Anthony will win.
Yeah, yes. It needs to happen,
Yeah.
bro. It needs to happen. Let's see what America has to say. Anthony the GOAT could help Real Betis win the Conference League. I honestly hope they do win it because they have a former West Ham player that won the Conference League with West Ham, Pablo Fornals. Cool. I did remember seeing that West Ham final. Pretty cool. The fact that West Ham got a European Cup before Arsenal.
Bro, I actually really hope Real Betis win it, bro.
I think honestly, not. I was gonna say
they got so many underrated players and like a lot of old players that you forget, like Isco, bro.
Oh, dude, for real. That's right.
I love, bro. Bro even scored against Real Madrid, bro. I love Isco. Bro muted himself.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
It's like one twitch to the cable and it unplugs. I don't know what, but whatever. I was gonna say I think it is safe to say that Real Betis is a fan favorite of the tournament. I think without a single doubt.
Yes.
Like for the
Chelsea,
neutral there, they're a fan favorite.
yes. Anthony's a fan favorite, bro. Not Betis. Anthony is.
All right. FC Anthony Football Club. Real Anthony Football Club. There you go.
He's winning the Ballon d'Or next season, bro. It's not funny, bro.
It's not funny. Okay. Hold on.
He's winning the World Cup. He's winning.
Oh my god. Okay, who's winning the Ballon d'Or? Anthony or Barcola?
Oh, Anthony, bro. Come on, bro.
Really? Okay. Fair enough. Well, with that being said, I think it is now time that we get a little touch on the Concacaf Champions Cup. We're basically crossing the Atlantic, so from continent to continent. Today, we got some Concacaf Champions Cup action happening. In fact, they're still live. As of right now, Alajuelense, this is from Costa Rica. So Alajuelense is right now beating Pumas from Mexico 1-0, but Pumas still has lead in aggregate with a 2-1 score. But Inter Miami are now into the quarterfinals of the Concacaf Champions Cup. They eliminated Cavalier SC. They're from.
What?
It doesn't even tell me here where they're from.
Cavalier S. What?
I mean, that's the name, bro. But Miami won 2-0. I think Messi scored a goal. Yeah, he did. At the 90th minute, the other goat. How many goals are there in football today?
I don't know, but Anthony's number one. Wait, Cavalier FC, bro? What the hell is that, bro? It says no info available. What do you mean no info available? They don't exist.
Hold on. Let me search this up in Google. Cavalier SC. They are from Jamaica. Oh, that's right. I forgot. Yeah, Messi was playing in Jamaica. They were saying that in the news. I forgot.
Why does Foot Mob say Cavalier SC? There's no info available. Why, bro?
Because they don't care, bro. As simple as that. They just don't care. Anthony should start thinking about moving to Real Betis permanently. I mean, I hope
He
I
should.
hope United does sell him permanently, bro. He deserves it. He deserves it. But no,
I,
you know what's gonna happen? No, what's gonna happen is that United's gonna see him play good, so they're gonna want to bring him back, so that way he can play good
did
for them as
didn't
well.
they want to do that with Jadon Sancho and then he got loaned out literally the next season, bro?
Exactly. So we'll have to
Look,
see what the future of the GOAT will be. Hopefully, not in the dungeon of Man United.
bro, he's gonna watch him play for Arsenal and scores like 10 goals, bro, every game, bro.
You know what? I would gladly take him because Arsenal needs, bro. Arsenal.
let's
I will
let,
take any striker at this point. We just need a
let's
striker,
take
dude.
let's take
We need a
Anthony as
striker.
our striker. We're taking Anthony as our striker, guys.
It needs to happen, bro. Bro, start a GoFundMe. Start a GoFundMe or Anthony to Arsenal.
Can we start the GoFundMe on Mbappe joining St. Louis again, please?
Oh my God, that's right. I forgot about that. Oh Lord. All right. So besides that Inter Miami score, who are now into the quarterfinals, like mentioned, they will be facing LAFC, who eliminated Columbus Crew. Vancouver. This is probably the biggest one, dude. Vancouver eliminating Monterrey. That is crazy. And for the record, both legs ended in a draw. So Vancouver beat Monterrey 1-1 the first leg, and then Monterrey. I said beat. They drew against Monterrey, and then Monterrey drew against Vancouver in the second leg 2-2. And it ended up in a penalty. Oh no, that's right. In the Concacaf Champions Cup, it's away goal, so there's no penalty shootout. It is based on away goal. So because Vancouver scored 2 goals, Vancouver are through to the next stage of the Concacaf Champions Cup, and they will be facing against whoever wins between Alajuelense and Pumas, which is still yet to be determined. It's currently 51 minutes into that game, so we'll have to see about that. But yeah, as far as looking at that side of the bracket in World Cup, any observations or thoughts, reactions that you would like to share or mention?
No.
Okay. Oh Lord, that was great. Okay, let's look at the other side of the bracket, which honestly is probably the more exciting one, really. So hey, America fan, I'm celebrating here because we eliminated Los Chivas que sirven de nada. I mean, we gave them a goal for them to win 1-0 in the first leg, but we destroyed them 4-0 yesterday in the second leg. So Chivas are going hasta la bye-bye. Cruz Azul has eliminated Seattle Sounders. It ended 0-0 in Seattle in the first leg, and then Cruz Azul annihilated them in Mexico 4-1. So Seattle Sounders, which is supposed to be a Western Conference power club, are now out of the Champions League. And next up, we got Tigres eliminating FC Cincinnati. Let's not forget that Cincinnati was supposed to be one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference, right behind Columbus and Miami. So Cincinnati tied against Tigres in the first leg 1-1, and then in the second leg it was Tigres who absolutely eliminated them 3-1 at El Volcán, as they call their home stadium. And last but not least, my LA Galaxy. Hey, we lost in the first leg, which is this Costa Rican team at Herediano 1-0 at their home stadium. But hey, we got the job done, bro. We got the job done in the second leg here in Carson. 4-1 score to basically seal our ticket to the quarterfinals of the Concacaf Champions Cup. So the matchups as of right now are LAFC versus Miami, America versus Cruz Azul, and Tigres versus LA Galaxy for the quarterfinals. So I think right now it would be a good time to share our, in theory, predictions. So in World Cup, let's kick it off with you. Who do you got between LAFC and Inter Miami?
Enter Miami.
All right, I'll agree to that. Vancouver, I mean, we'll just ignore that matchup because, again, we still get to know who they'll face. So, America versus Cruz Azul, who you got there?
Cruz Azul.
Oh, damn. Anyway, Tigres versus LA Galaxy, who you got?
LA Galaxy.
Really? Okay.
You could do this again. You could put this back together. There you go.
Sure. All right. Okay. Well, I'm surprised on that one. For me, LAFC versus Inter Miami, I agree. I think that Inter Miami should, in theory, win. I seriously hope they do. I don't want LAFC to continue on. So hopefully, for our sake or for my sake as a Galaxy fan, Inter Miami wins.
Bro has to support Messi.
What was that?
Bro has to support Messi now. For the day.
I mean, I never disliked Messi to begin with. Here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. It's the same thing with Real Madrid versus Barca, before in hand. As a neutral, I never had a favorite. So same thing with Messi and Ronaldo. I never had a favorite. I was just, I acknowledge Messi is the GOAT. Sometimes I also acknowledge Ronaldo's the GOAT. So I don't favor any side, you know? I'm just neutral.
Bro, be honest, is Ronaldo the go now?
I don't know, dude. If you like, bro, if anyone in the street would ask me who's the GOAT, Messi or Ronaldo, I would say I don't know. Because you know why, in Cup? In that question is set up because your answer could be wrong. It could literally be wrong depending who's asking. So for me, it's I don't know. I don't know who the GOAT is. Both of them. Why can't people just accept Messi and Ronaldo as the GOAT? Why does it have to be one or the other?
Bro, the real GOAT, you already know. It's Anthony. It's the setup. You're saying the wrong answers. It's actually Anthony.
It's actually Anthony.
Nah.
All right, Merrick also agrees that Inter Miami will probably beat LAFC in the quarterfinals. So I had mentioned Inter Miami as well. America versus Cruz Azul. This will probably be a biased pick, but yeah, I'm going to go with my America on that one. No shame, no regret. And finally, Tigres versus LA Galaxy. This is where I get real here and unbiased. I do think that Tigres is going to beat us, bro. I'm not going to lie. The LA Galaxy, they have just not been having a good start this year in 2025. We literally got our first win of the year, bro. Or like literally the first win of the year yesterday versus Herediano in that 4-1 win to seal our spot in the quarterfinals of the tournament. But other than that, that was literally the best performance for the team. They have not provided that same performance at all in the previous 3 games so far. So that being said, I honestly doubt we're going to beat Tigres. Unfortunately, our attack has not been all that great, and Tigres is like, for me, this is basically like Tigres for me is like we're facing Real Madrid or something, or Barcelona. They're just too much of a powerful team, and for me, it sucks. It sucks for me to say that because we just won Allianz Cup champions. I want to feel like my team has a chance, that we're a powerful team, but unfortunately, the way that they've been playing lately, it doesn't look like that at all. So I just don't see us beating a Tigres. So yeah, I'm gonna go for Tigres on that one.
Uh-huh.
So that being said, let's see. Yeah, the scores remain the same for Alajuelense and Pumas. So let's just predict who will reach the final. So Miami will probably most likely reach the final, even if it is. Well, then again, they could face Vancouver. Whatever. So you chose Cruz Azul versus LA Galaxy for the semifinals. Who do you pick for the final?
Which one? Cruz Azul, LA Galaxy, Cruz Azul versus LA Galaxy, Galaxy.
Really? Okay. I like what I'm hearing. Fair enough. For the other side, I mean, you mentioned Inter Miami. Vancouver is already in the quarterfinals.
Miami's beating whoever they play, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you.
So you're predicting Inter Miami to reach the final?
Yes, and they're winning the whole thing. That's what I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like genuinely being serious.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay. I mean, it's very likely. Not gonna lie, but you know, okay. Let me show mine. So Miami, Vancouver. Okay. In theory, let's say that's Inter Miami versus Vancouver in the semifinals. Yeah, I think I'll also give it to Inter Miami. America versus Tigres, that would be the semifinals. I would say, you know what? I think I'd go with Tigres. Not gonna lie, I think I'm gonna go with Tigres on that one. So, if the final would be Inter Miami versus Tigres, I think I'd go with. I hate to say this, but yeah, I think I'd go with Inter Miami. Yeah, screw it. I just give it to Inter Miami as well. I don't want to see Inter Miami win the Concacaf Champions Cup, but yeah, I think it's likely that they could legit pull it off. But then again, anything could happen in the Concacaf Champions Cup. Like nothing is really certain, so you never know. You truly never know.
Yeah.
Merrick says both Messi and Ronaldo are goats for real. Yes, sir. See, someone that knows. Imagine Inter Miami failing to beat Atlanta United again. That would be crazy. They are facing each other this weekend on Sunday Night Soccer, so stay tuned to that. Well, and with that being said and done, I think that will probably wrap up our little segment in Concacaf Champions Cup. Am I right, Ingrid Cup? Because I assume you have
Yes,
nothing else to say.
I don't, bro.
My bro was just on his phone, just listening in the background, just waiting for this segment to end. Oh man, no worries, bro. Well, I mean, hey, we are approaching the hour mark here on the show, so I think it is pretty much a good time here to close with our final segment. It is now time, guys, for our little gaming activity. So, World Cup, the rules are pretty much simple. In this gaming activity, it's just basically a football trivia session. And for this one, I basically get to choose like a random trivia for in each episode for our co-host. So for this one, I'm going to choose this one. So let me share my screen here. Let's see here, share screen. And here it is. So for today's occasion, you'll be playing the Soccer Quiz 2024. 5 minutes, it says here, 15 questions. And basically, the number of questions, like however questions you get correct, there it is. I was trying to find the right words. However number of questions you get correct, that will be the number of points that you get. So Gabriel Gaines in the first time that we did this, he got 9 out of 10, so that's 9 points. And in the second one, which was in the last episode, I believe he got. Let me check real quick here. I'm pretty sure he got 4 points. Let's see here. Where is it? Gosh dang it. Here it is. Yes, 9 points. So 9 points in the first time, and then 4 points in the second time. So as of right now, he is currently in the lead, given that he's been the only opponent with 13 points.
So, 13. Okay.
Yeah. What was that?
I was just saying 13. Okay.
Okay. So with that being said, considering the fact that this quiz is 15 questions, you basically have the chance to take first place in the leaderboard and get 15 points.
All right. Let's see what this is about.
So, without further ado, let's just check really quick on this comment. And Matt, I've already read that. My bad. So, without further ado, it is time to kick off our gaming session for tonight's episode featuring Ingrid World Cup. In 3, 2, 1, here we go. All right. Who took the first penalty in the shootout Chelsea versus Liverpool in the Carabao Cup final? Van Dijk, Sadio Mane, Salah, or Milner?
What? Wait, when? 2024?
I don't know, bro. You have 5 seconds.
It's too late. Milner.
Too late. Bro, it was too late,
Milner, though. I said Milner. Restart. Milner. But, I said Milner, though.
Bro, the thing is automatically starting. So
Dortmund versus Dembele.
Dembele. All right, here we go.
Okay, let's be honest. I get that point for the first one, so I don't care. It's the first point. I got the point.
All right, fine. No, okay. Who has a higher transfer market value, Ivan Toney or Konate?
Who's Konate again?
Pretty sure it was from
Liverpool.
Yeah, he is from Liverpool. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Konate. No, Ivan Toney because we Saudi.
No, what the
Konate,
heck?
bro. It's Konate, bro. I got it right, bro.
All right. Okay, who is older, Cavani or Milner?
Cavani or Milner? Cavani.
All right, Cavani. That's incorrect. It was Milner.
Okay.
I can't take off the stupid ad, dude. Who has the most goals for Real Madrid? Modric, Asensio, Cruz, or Vini?
It's not Vini. It's not Asensio. Between Modric or Cruz. So Modric or Cruz. I'm gonna go with Modric.
Modric, here we go, and it's incorrect. It was Vinicius Jr. What the heck?
No, that's right, bro.
What was the score? Leicester FA Cup versus Chelsea. The GOAT Tielemans scored. Who the heck wrote this question?
No, bro. Why'd you pick this quiz, bro?
Bro, it's just a random quiz. You got 10 seconds, bro. Just pick the score. Pick the score.
I'm gonna say 2-0.
2-0. Submit the answer. And nope, incorrect. It was 1-0. All right. Who is the top scorer for Serie A this season? Okay, that depends what season we're talking about. Oh gosh, I want to say like last season or 2 seasons ago because Giroud is there.
Martinez.
All right. Let's see. And survey says correct. There you go. All right. Who is the top assister for Serie A? Thuram, Giroud, Felipe Anderson, or Leao?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Survey says incorrect. It was Olivier Giroud.
No, the GOAT.
La Liga top scorer AOT.
All
Oh,
time.
of all time. Messi. Oh, this is a good one.
Messi.
All right, here we go. Survey says it's gonna be Ronaldo. Oh, well, you're right. There you go. Messi. Correct.
GOAT.
All
Can you
right,
run this back?
top scorer of Premier League in 2010. Who is it?
How am I supposed to know this? Hey Siri, pick a
10,
number 1 through 4.
10 seconds.
Van Persie.
Van Persie. Here we go. Survey says
I hate
incorrect. It
you,
was
Siri. I
Tevez.
hate you,
Carlos
Siri.
Tevez.
I hate you, Siri. I hate you, Siri.
How many Premier Leagues does Rooney have? Premier League titles? I assume it means Premier League titles.
This is how did he get 13 at 4? 4.
4. Okay, here we go. Survey says incorrect. It was 5. All right, who holds the top scorer record for Serie A? That's a good one, dude. Higuain, R9, Milito, or Totti?
Totti.
All right, survey says incorrect. It was Higuain.
Higuain. How is Higuain? This is rigged, bro. I don't know where
How many
found
times?
this.
How many times has Real Madrid been in the UCL final? That's an
Bro,
easy
okay,
one.
look.
No.
Oh, how many times have they been in the final?
Yes, 10 seconds.
17. Oh no, 17, bro.
17?
Yeah, 17, bro.
All
They
right.
have to lost
All
one,
right.
bro.
It's 16, bro.
This
16.
is rigged, bro. Oh.
Who has the most goals for Dortmund history after Adi Preibler?
Who is this guy? Put Royce, bro. I don't know none of these guys but Lewa and Royce. Put Royce, bro.
All right.
I don't know none
right.
of these two bums.
Correct. Yeah, there you go. You guessed it right. Who has a higher transfer market value? Okay. Who has a higher transfer market value? Sosbo, Gabriel Jesus, Luis Diaz, or Frimpong?
Frimpong.
All right, here we go. Survey says incorrect. It was Luis Diaz.
I was thinking of Luis Diaz too, bro.
Oh, dude. Hey, we'll give you that extra
great.
point from the first one. So you got a 5 out of 15.
Put this quiz right here. I want to try this. Just put it right here, the one under it. Let me see this. I want to see how rigged these quizzes are, bro.
That one?
Yes. We're gonna see how it is.
It says here, I shall speed. Tried this and failed. That's interesting. All right, let's do it.
Okay, this is rigged, bro.
Who won the first World Cup? That's an easy one.
Uruguay.
Survey says correct.
I bet he put some.
When was the first World Cup? That's also an easy one.
You know this? 1954. Is it that? Is it 54?
I'm just gonna put it. Survey says incorrect. It was 1930.
You said it
Who won
was
the
easy.
Champions League in 2023?
Oh shoot.
Come on, dude.
The USA. Yeah.
Come on, dude. It's an easy one.
2023. Well, last year was Real City.
It's bro. Come on. That one was so easy.
Bro,
Come on, bro.
the UEFA one, bro.
Who won the 1998 World Cup? Ooh, I think I know this one. Ten seconds.
I must say Brazil.
There we go. Survey says incorrect. It was France. When was the last time Liverpool won the Premier League? Friday, yesterday.
Just put 2022, bro. Just put 2022, bro. I don't know what the hell is this, bro. What am I playing? Here?
Incorrect. It was 2021. Who played in the
bro.
2023 final of the Champions League? Inter Milan, Man City, Real Madrid, Liverpool, or Chelsea, Man City?
A.
And that is correct. All right.
I think you.
Who won the 2014 World Cup? That is so
Brazil.
easy, dude.
Oh, Germany. I said
Yeah,
Brazil
my guy was about to say Brazil. Oh my god,
bro! It's because I was thinking where they were playing, bro. I thought that was what the question was. Who won the Spain?
Who won the 2010 World Cup?
Spain.
Yeah, that one's also.
I'm in pain.
You should know that.
I'm in pain.
Who won the 2018 World Cup?
France.
Easy as well, bro. Easy as well.
Bro, who the heck? Yeah, whoever made this quiz.
Where was the 2018 World Cup held?
Russia. Russia.
Also easy. There you go.
Russia. Puta.
Who has won the World Cup the most times? Also easy.
Brazil. Why did I think about that?
Yeah, I know, bro. I was also asking the same thing. All right, your score was 8 out of 11. There you go.
I did better than that, bro. This is rigged. I don't care. The other quiz was so rigged. I don't care. I don't know how he
Well,
got 13 out of 15. This is BS. No, screw this.
well, given the fact that let's just take both scores into account, right? The first one was 5. This one is 8. The leaderboard is tied. Gabriel Games has 13 points. You have 13 points. So, well, I guess in the next episode we're gonna find out who will break the tie. You know. But well, then, ladies and gentlemen, that will be it for tonight's show. Then, any final thoughts in live chat? Let's see here. That question, when it asked when was the last time Liverpool won the league, was rigged. The last time they actually won the Prem was 2020 during COVID lockdown. I thought it was in 2021 as well, actually. But I think America's right. Let me check that, actually. Let me see. Let's go to Premier League seasons. Let's see here. Liverpool won in America's correct in the 2019-2020 season. Dang, bro. World Cup was almost robbed, bro. He was almost robbed tonight.
I was robbed, bro, already, bro. You're asking me dumb questions, bro.
Bro, someone called the police because there was a robbery tonight. Oh, man. All right, then. World Cup, is there anything else you'd like to mention before we call it a night?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
Well, with that being said, then, guys, that will be it for tonight's show. If you are watching, then I do hope that you enjoyed it. And if you did, we would highly appreciate it if you guys would give it a like. And, of course, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you won't miss when the next show goes live here on the Football Galaxy channel. If you guys have Discord, please feel free to join my Discord server, guys. It is in the link to it is in the description below. And, of course, if you guys have Instagram, then please feel free to follow me. It is at Football Galaxy 17. And until then, for my very good friend, World Cup, thank you very much, guys, for watching. And, of course, for subscribing to the channel and for watching tonight's episode. We will see you guys in the next one. Have yourselves a great Galaxy night.